Welcome everyone, I'm AngloV the Polish guy, and in this video I want to give you a report on my solo C3 wormhole character progress. First off, I have to say that I'm sorry for not releasing much content for a long time now. For many reasons I wasn't able to make as many videos as I wanted to. Now that I have a lot more free time on my hands, I hope to get back into a regular schedule. So, this video is a continuation of my solo C3 wormhole living series that you can watch using the link in the description. I recorded some footage since the last episode, but it spans a few weeks, so I will try to condense it into a summary of interesting things that happened. Let's start from the beginning. After the major drop in price of gecko drones in one of the updates, I got a suggestion to buy some to replace my Praetor heavy drones. It seemed like a good idea, so I seeked out a low-sec connection to buy some. It took some scanning as always, but when I got all the signatures in the system that I wanted, I switched over to my alt and dropped all the expensive loot to my main, who stays in the wormhole. After that, I warped off to the low-sec static connection, and to my surprise, there was a magnet at the static. I didn't feel like giving chase, so I just went to low-sec, somewhere in millimeter space. Since my ship is fairly quick and there was no risk of warp bubbles, I went off to Rens without any issues. I could have taken my loot to sell it, but I didn't have that much of it stockpiled and I didn't feel like turning around to get it. At the station I bought only one gecko for now, since I didn't have the ISK on this character for spares. I didn't expect to lose it, so not getting more wasn't an issue. After that I went back with my new cargo. In the wormhole I transferred all the items, refit for combat and went on to test the gecko. When I got it out, I immediately noticed how much better it is. It's much faster than my Praetor set and also deals a lot more damage. Using one drone instead of more also somewhat changes the dynamic of the fight. I think that it's much easier to manage a single drone than multiple ones, even if my most used ones are Praetors, which I only have two of. One disadvantage is that if the gecko misses, it's a much bigger deal than if one of the multiple drones miss. Instead of losing, for example, 50% of damage per volley, I lose 100% of it if a volley consists of a single attack. This makes accuracy somewhat more important in cases like this. Statistically, my DPS went up by about 80. The next wave wasn't much of an issue and the gecko showed off its tracking, easily killing all the frigates. For a second I got a bit scared because I spawned the next wave too early and forgot to pay attention to my shields. With a quick refit I got the situation back under control though. The rest of the side went by much faster than usual because of the gecko. I recorded some footage after this session of playing, but nothing interesting happened, and it was more of just running the sides. In that time I got my skills up, such as both battleship skills for the Rattlesnake to 5 and cruise missiles to 5 too. So, since I got my cruise missile skill to 5, it was time to upgrade my launchers. As before, I got to low-sec, this time in Amar space. I also took some loot with me, since I was close enough to the Amar trade hub. On the way, I was checking what ammo type to use with my new launchers, but with quick research like that I didn't conclude anything certain, so I decided to keep using Navy ammo so far until I did some research. Let me know what do you think would be the best to use in my case. Since Amar buys loot, I sold it there. Initially, I had to sell small amounts because I didn't have enough ISK for taxes and fees of selling everything at once. I bought 5 launchers to also optimize my high slots since I was only using 4 before, with a cloak and drone link augmentor fitted. After undocking, I took a look at the local titans and went back home, also forgetting something very important. When refitting, I realized my mistake. I forgot I didn't train the cruise muscle specialization skill, and I didn't bring the skill book for it. So off I went back to Highsec to get it. While there, I also decided to exchange my rigs from hiking ones to warp speed upgrades, since I don't do much hiking anyway. Since I was live streaming for my Polish viewers then, I also got advice on what ammo to get, but I of course forgot about it. So, with getting my new skill, I set it up for training. It would take an hour, so I wouldn't be able to use my launchers during the same session. I decided to go off and do some sites anyway. I got into a site and started my standard fighting. I entirely forgot about it, but Thrill of the Hunt saved me from training the cruise missile skill, giving me just enough skill points for it. My Gecko got some damage from the frigates during figuring that out, but with its durability it wasn't that much of a problem yet. When the cruiser rats targeted the Gecko, it became an entirely different story, and I had to recall it to not lose it. I still had my Praetors to use for the time the Gecko regenerated shields, so my combat ability wasn't diminished too much. The rest went as all the other sides, without much trouble. For final refitting, I got 5 launchers at last. I removed the drone control range module since the cloak takes 100 meters of space, so I wasn't able to unfit it easily. Getting the 5th launcher got my DPS up by around 80 to 1040 or so. I got to the next site. Since the upgrade doesn't change much in regards on how I'm doing the site and only adds raw stats, it went as usual but faster. More DPS allowed me to reduce the newts faster though, and with that, I was also able to tank more easily. That gave me the ability to keep the damage mods fitted longer, so the raise in ship combat ability wasn't directly proportional to the damage added. Overall, it turned out better than expected. Removing the drone control range module caused an issue with not being able to use my drones on rats that are far away. With my MTU and mobile depot out, I can unfit the cloak and put it in the cargo though, leaving me with not much space, but I am able to fit the drone module back on. I would rather keep the cloak for security reasons, but I have to somehow finish the site. 70% of my DPS comes from the drone, so I have to focus on it. When my cap finally ran out, I refit for fully passive tanking and slowly finished off the site. On that session, I made around 205 million for 2 sites in an hour. Overall, I am very happy with how this fit performs. If you want to check it for yourself, I have posted the link to it in the description. So, from the exciting things that happened, that's it for now. I will definitely keep recording footage every time I play on this character, and I will make a video if anything new goes on. But as for reporting everything I do, that content would get boring quickly, since it's doing the same stuff most of the time. If you want me to cover anything in regards on how I'm doing in the C3 wormhole, let me know. As for the next video, I have an idea for a fit to test again, so look forward to that. That video will definitely come quicker than this one too. Subscribe if you haven't yet and want to be notified about my future videos. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching and I hope you enjoyed this video. That's it from me today, see you next time!